And the first one is trial closing. So trial closing is like a test close. So this is not, are you ready to move forward today, or here's the contract, or can I get you to sign here? Trial closing is a test close. So it's running like a test on where the prospect is in terms of their interest and intentions, or where they're at, where they're at in terms of what they're thinking. And so some examples of a trial close questions could be, what do you think about what we've discussed so far? How do you think this fits with what you're needing? How would that feature help you? Is this something you could see your organization using? Are we heading in the right direction? Is this what you were expecting to see? Those are not closing questions that sort of say, okay, are we moving forward? These are questions that just check to see, all right, are we going in the right direction? What are you thinking? And these are also questions that you don't necessarily only ask when you're at the end of the sales process. In fact, you could ask these questions every step of the way. Every time you talk with a prospect, you could check in to say, how are we doing here? Are we going in the right direction? Is this looking good? Is this what you were wanting? And the real power in this is that you could easily not ask these, and you could just assume, okay, because the prospect agreed to meet with me, they want what I am selling. Okay, because the prospect responded to my email, they're interested. And you can just assume that the prospect wants what you sell, and that they're understanding what you're trying to explain, that they see the value that you see so clearly. And you could just assume that, and you could just power forward with each step and each conversation. What these questions do is they provide clarity for you and validation that the prospect is on board and understanding and agreeing with where you're at and the direction you're going. And the power in getting that information is that if you just assume and just power forward, you could be totally wrong. And what happens there is that you could end up going in the wrong direction. You could end up wasting time or trying to end up closing a prospect that didn't really understand what you're selling, or didn't see value in it, or understand the value, or just really wasn't a good fit. So when you ask these questions, you're getting real-time data, real-time information from the prospect. What that allows you to do is it allows you to basically tweak the sails on the ship, that you're floating in the open waters, and you can tweak the sails to make sure that the boat is on course and heading directly into port, and not just veering totally off course. And that's just very, very powerful data. And that helps you with closing, because if you have that information every step of the way and you've been adjusting the sails, you're less likely to have real big surprises at the end of the sales process. While this is not the necessarily questions you ask when it's time to get the order, these will greatly improve your odds of your ability to close the prospect, your close rate, and make closing easier.